Hey everybody, happy Monday. We gotta go to work today, and it was a really nice long weekend for me because NYCC happened. I got Stardew Valley, which took over my entire weekend. It's so good. It's basically Harvest Moon today, and they made it even worse. They put it on the Switch. Why does it make it worse? Because it takes over your entire life. It's so good. For this video, I just wanted to talk about New York Comic Con. For those who don't know, New York Comic Con is possibly the second biggest Comic Con in the world, next to San Diego. And the main difference is that in New York, they focus on comic books, right? Because that's where all the writers are. There's a lot of news that came out of there, and I just want to go through what I think are the highlights of New York Comic Con as well as this weekend in general for all things nerd. So the first thing I want to talk about was the new toys that were revealed over at New York Comic Con. And there's some really cool Marvel Legends ones that I want to talk about specifically. I don't know all of them, but there's a bunch of them that are supposed to come out in 2018. And the one that I really want to get my hands on, of course, is Gladiator. Because Gladiator is this really awesome character from the 90s. Not from the 90s, but from X-Men in general. He's kind of like the head, the main knight of the Shi'ar Empire, and no one can defeat him. He's one of the universe's most powerful beings, and he looks ridiculous. He's a luchador with a mohawk, right? It's really stupid, but I don't know. For me, I think it's just nostalgia. He's just really cool of a character. The next thing I want to talk about is the Doomsday, the Doomsday line. Clock line, the line that Jeff Johns is releasing later on in this year. It's a 12 series event from DC Comics, and it's supposed to address what happened in DC Rebirth, which came out just a while back. And so far, the DC Rebirth line has been very good. I think Marvel is actually starting to copy them a little bit with their Generations and Legacy issues that are coming out, but I'm not really getting into that because I'm not too well versed in Marvel lore and all that. But for DC Rebirth, what happened is it's kind of a reset of the DC comic line. And there was something at the very end, spoiler alert, where Batman finds the Watchman pin in his Batcave. It suggests and confirms that someone has messed with the DC's comics timeline in the last 5 years or so with the New 52. And that just so happens to be Dr. Manhattan from Watchmen. So this weekend, he talked a little bit about it. Then the main thing that kind of came to light was that Rorschach will make an appearance in this storyline. So I don't know if he's alive or if it's a flashback. What I think it is that everything right now is only happening in one point in time in the Watchmen storyline. And specifically when he's on Mars. So even though Rorschach dies towards the end of the Watchmen book, in that specific moment in time, he's still not dead. He's Dr. Manhattan's still on Mars, so that's why Rorschach would make an appearance, because it happens during that one instance of time. Big. I love Constantine so much. He's coming back in animated form on a TV show. So he made an appearance in the Justice League Dark, and Matt Ryan, who starred as Constantine in the TV show, he voiced him, and it was a great movie. I liked it a lot. And in this one, he's coming back as Constantine again, and he's going to be in an animated show, similar to Vixen, I'm assuming. So I'm excited for that because Constantine needs love. Justice League Dark needs love because those are cool characters. And also, Constantine will also be making an appearance on some episode of Legends of Tomorrow. I'm not a big fan of that show. I tried to watch it for the first 5 episodes, but it was just too silly. I've heard it's a little bit better, but I can really only just I can only watch so many superhero shows. Right now, of course, I'm watching Flash, Arrow, and this is weird, iZombie. I really like iZombie. I actually think it's actually better than the Flash or Arrow because it's more of like a monster of the week sort of thing. Think Veronica Mars, because Rob Thomas produces the show as well. Also, Runaways. They just got a trailer that came out. Runaways, for those who don't know, which is the mass majority of everybody. Runaways is the story about these teenagers. There's a lot of angst in the comic book. Their parents are villains, and they team up together in the trailer, in the teaser, whatever, if they don't tell you a glimpse of the story, then there is no story. And the whole point of a movie is to tell a story. That's filmmaking 101, right? I'm not fantastic at it because I don't direct big budget pictures, but at some point you just have to be able to tell a story. So in this newest trailer, they're actually able to tell you a little bit about it, what to expect for the movie. It can't just be all action shots because you gotta show like Suicide Squad. That was an awful movie, and the trailer reflected that. So, end of rant, that's over. I wanted to know what you guys did this weekend. Was it as good as mine? Because mine was fantastic. It was amazing. I wanted to show this really quick. It's this gigantic Flash statue. Out of pure serendipity on Instagram, someone posted that there was a 50% off some clearance items at Barnes & Noble. So we hit up to Ariana, got a couple Sailor Moon toys, and I got, I got Green Lantern John Stewart, I got Lex Luthor, and then on the ground was this Flash statue. And I had to get it because it's 50% off. So it was like $120 for the regular price, 50% off that, and I had a coupon for 20% off. So I walked away paying less than $90. So that was an epic steal. Like, I'm trying to open a toy every day because I have a huge tower of toys, and you know, it just kind of feels good to open one every day as opposed to all at one time. So that's it. What did you guys do this weekend? Was it as great as mine? Did you go to, say, the Santa Clara Comic Convention in Santa Clara? And please follow me here as well as my Instagram. It's at little_nerd_busters. So check out over there for some toys that I collect, some comic books I'm reading, and I'll see you next time, guys.